In this video, we're going to be looking at set notation, and essentially it's just a code that you need to understand to translate it into English. Because once you understand what these symbols represent, you can try to understand where in the Venn diagram you're actually talking about. So the first symbol that we have is an N shape like that. And this we can translate to the English word and. So you might have A, N, B, like that. And this would mean that you're in set A and set B. So if we have a circle, something like this, and put them next to each other, then this would be set A, this would set B, and to be in both, if you shade in all of A and all of B, it's where they cross over. Okay, so the only part of this circle that was filled in for both A and B would be this middle part here. Okay, the next one is a U shape, which is OR. So when we shade something like A or B, what you do is you colour in one of these circles, like A. So you would colour in the whole of this, including the middle part. And then B, you would colour in everything. And then you just leave it. So with OR, we don't have to think about where do they cross over, where do they overlap. We just colour in both sides of the OR symbol. Okay. The last one that we're going to focus on for this level is an apostrophe, which when it's printed, it kind of looks like a little tiny line like this. And this is not. Okay, so you might see something like A with a little apostrophe like that. We read that as not A. So for this, we might include the kind of outside of this. And we want everything that is not in A. So if you did shade A and it was this, not A is the opposite. So it's everything on the outside of the circle and the bit in B that isn't on the overlap. So the not one is a bit strange, but once you've done a few of these, you can get used to this notation and where in the Venn diagram we're actually interested in. To help you with this process, I use a website where if you Google TransSum Paint, it's the first one here. And essentially, we can just color in the circles where we think these are and then check it at the end. So if I just zoom in on this a little bit, A, like this, B, A or B, because it's a little U. So you fill in A, and then you fill in B, and then you leave it. Whereas for A and B, if I colour these in a different colour, which one was coloured in both blue and green? It would have been that middle part there. And so the first four, and then these two here, are pretty much the most important ones. Then maybe this bottom left one here. So if you go to this website and just practice the first four, not A is kind of like the mirror image of A, and not B would be something like that. So it's the opposite of B. And then this one down here is how you isolate this corner or this part of the circle and this part of the circle here, because we want to be not A. So outside of A would look like this. And I want to be inside B, so that would be this. Which part of the Venn diagram was coloured in for both those shades of blue? It was that part there. So this is how we get just the part for B, but not the overlap. We do not A and B, or the alternative, A and not B would be kind of that part there. So you can just check these. Make sure that they're correct. Do that a few times, leave it a few weeks, come back to it and try to learn. If you're not too sure about the U and the N, the union and the intersection, then you can maybe just learn what the patterns look like, and they're the most common ones in the exam.